WWE presents the Bad Blood Press Conference.
307, two-door coupe. GTA.
Well, what a night that was. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bad Blood Press Conference. I'm Jackie Redmond, and in just moments, we will be joined by numerous WWE superstars, and I'm sure the media here has plenty of questions after what we just saw go down here in Atlanta. We're going to be joined by Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. She'll join us momentarily. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will address the media. I can't imagine what you guys will ask him about. Damian Priest will also stop by, and of course, things will be closed out by Paul Triple H Levesque. I'll thank you in advance for coming in and for your questions to all the media. If you do have a question, raise your hand. When the microphone is brought around to you, state your name and your affiliation, and then you can ask your question. So let's do this. Let's rock. Thanks for coming. Without further ado, she is still your Women's World Champion. Please welcome Liv Morgan.
Watch me.
Walk back out, and I'm gonna come back into a better reception, okay? And then I'll answer any of your questions, okay? So I'll be right back. Let's do this again.
No problem.
Watch me.
Thank you. Cool, that was much better. You guys are quick learners. Thank you. What's up?
Emily May with Wrestling News Co. Congratulations on retaining tonight. What do you have to say about Dom Dom's moment in the shark cage? And also we saw the return of Raquel. So is that kind of making you nervous a little bit?
What would I be nervous about? Daddy Dom is okay. He's in medical. Raquel is overseeing him right now. And I did exactly what I said I would do. I beat Rhea Ripley not because I'm bigger and not because I'm stronger, but because I'm smarter. But you know who is bigger and stronger than Rhea Ripley? My old tag team partner, Raquel Rodriguez.
All right, down in the front.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture. Liv Morgan, so first and foremost, with the return of Raquel, she was gone for most of the year. So your thoughts, adding to what you kind of just added right now, but a little bit more on how you felt about her coming back, and then also what this reign as Women's World Champion has meant to you in your career. Thank you.
This Women's Championship reign is the embodiment of my life's work, but more importantly, this is the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, and I finished that Liv Morgan Revenge Tour when I beat Rhea Ripley again. As far as Raquel is concerned, she is back and she is healthy and she is ready to play.
Front row to the far right, Liv.
Oh, yeah, Liv, how's it going? Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Armand Sadler, Vibe Magazine. I want to ask, was Raquel Rodriguez's return the business that Finn was taking care of this past Monday?
Wouldn't you like to know? The Judgment Day, we have a very, very, very specific plan, and that plan was in full effect tonight with Raquel Rodriguez. So, yes.
Right here in the black shirt. We're going to bring you a mic.
Thank you. Steve Fall from 10 Count Media. Can you compare your past championship run when you defeated Ronda to now? Like, where are you confidence-wise versus then?
Oh, I am levels and levels and levels and levels above where I was. When I beat Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship, I was over the moon. I couldn't believe it. When I won this Women's World Championship this time, I knew it. I felt it. It was exactly what it was supposed to be, the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. I did exactly. Do you understand how it feels to say something and no one believes that you're going to do what you say? Not even Rhea believed that I was going to do what I said. I told her to her face, I'm going to take everything that you love. And she still didn't believe me. Now look, I have my championship, I have my boyfriend, Daddy Dom, and I have my family, the Judgment Day.
Last question, just down here in the front.
All right, Julian Cannon reporting for the Nocturnal. Can you say you have enjoyed your year this year as a champion and your run as a whole?
This has been my absolute favorite year in my career, but you know what's so cool about that is I am just getting started. Thank you for your questions.
Liv, congratulations once again, and thank you for your time. All right, everybody. Big thanks to Liv Morgan. Our next guest was victorious tonight. Please welcome Damian Priest.
All right. What's up, everybody?
All right, we'll start down in the front.
Hi, Damien. ¿Cómo estás? Boricua, Joel Torres from Contralona. You just beat Finn Balor, former tag team champion of yours. Do you think the Judgment Day is done for you and going back to look for the World Championship again that you really deserve?
That's something I got to think about. Obviously, today was it felt good, you know, to get that win. You know, beat the man that I said was going to regret everything he did, and I feel like I accomplished that. Am I done with the Judgment Day? I don't think so. But who doesn't want to be the champion? So that's something I'm gonna have to think about, something I'm gonna have to consider, and you know, I have off tomorrow, so that's what I'll be considering, and come Monday, you'll probably get my answer.
Next question, third row there.
Hi, Isa with Lucha Libre Online. Felicidades en la victoria. I wanted to ask your opinion about what went on with Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Dom Mysterio, obviously being former Judgment Day members with you.
Yeah, look, we knew something was going to be up. Like, there was no way this event was going to go down and the Judgment Day wasn't going to try to do something, you know. Caught us by shock, you know, Raquel coming back. Wasn't expecting that one, but I could only imagine what Rhea's going to do to these people. You know, I don't feel bad. I have no sympathy for them. Rhea Ripley's going to rip them apart.
Next question in the hat.
Hi, TJ Legacy, Soapbox Nation, Run the Ropes. With your victory over Finn Balor tonight, does this put you squarely in the hunt for another World Championship run? Are you paying attention to Gunther, Sammy, and potentially other challengers, but does this put you right back in the mix?
Of course. I feel like Finn Balor, say what you will, he's still a big-time player in this business. So beating him and knowing I didn't even get my rematch, knowing that I got screwed out of the title, yeah, I feel like I should be in contention. I should be right there in the front. So yes, I am paying attention. I am watching closely to not just that championship, all of them, because, you know, this is what we do. You know, this is, if you're in this business, you want to be the guy. You want to be the champion, or else there's no point. So these are things that, again, that I'm thinking about. But, you know, especially the way things went down with Rhea tonight, I just feel like the Judgment Day hasn't learned their lesson yet. So I got to think about this, you know, obviously. Once the Judgment Day that I feel comfortable that I can focus on the title and not have them in the back of my mind, that's when I'll feel like it's the right time. So, again, we'll see what happens Monday. You know, I'll think about it this weekend, and Monday we'll probably have a clear direction of where I'm going.
Next question, second row.
Steve Fall from 10 Count Media. You were in Judgment Day. Are you ready to form like a new Judgment Day with Rhea, Jey Uso, other members as well? Bad Bunny.
Oof. You know, the idea of the Judgment Day was to grab some talent that's, we're all capable of being main eventers. We're all capable of being the person, you know, on the billboards and whatnot. But for whatever reason, we weren't there. So we got together to push each other. Rhea and I achieved that. While it was fun, as far as like doing it with your friends and whatnot, at the same time, there's something to, all right, now I'm here. Now let's see what I can do on my own. You know, I love Rhea. That's my best friend in the world. But obviously she's in the women's division. I'm in the men's division. So although we're friends, we have to follow our own path.
Next question down here in the front.
Sir Wilkins here of the Jobber Tears podcast and also a fellow New Yorker. What's up, man? You've been speaking about, everybody's asking about the world title, all of that. That's awesome. But your career is very much decorated, but it's missing a Royal Rumble victory. So after you deal with Judgment Day, get rid of all of that, would you really want to focus on maybe potentially trying to win the Royal Rumble in January?
Well, it depends. I mean, if I get a world title shot before then I win the world title, I'm good with not participating in the Royal Rumble, my man. But yeah, look, the Royal Rumble sounds cool. Of course, who doesn't want to do that as well so you can main event WrestleMania and then win it there? But if I get my shot before then, I'm good with it. And Royal Rumble is just one of those things that I'm missing. You know, it's not like I've achieved everything yet, but that's the goal. I mean, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying. So there's a lot of things, including the IC title. I've never had that. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of things that I haven't experienced yet, and, you know, I'm always thinking about those things.
Last question here in the front row.
Emily May with Wrestling News Co. This was a match that was history-making, emotional. We saw the emotion. It's been building. Can you speak to what was going through your head in this moment tonight and those emotions that kind of bubbled up in the ring?
You know, I said this recently. There's, you know, I've had a lot of feuds and things have gotten personal in the past, and people have insulted me and my family and whatever. But this one was different. This one, I was more emotionally invested in this than I think I've ever had in my life with, like, beef with somebody. Like, I've never really wanted to hurt somebody like I wanted to hurt him. And not just hurt him, I wanted to hurt him mentally, which I know by beating him, pinning his shoulders to the mat, 1, 2, 3, like, knowing his hatred for me, he's not going to be well. And that to me, like, I know I got that one on him. It was emotional, but, you know, he created this. And now he deals with the consequences, and I was the consequence.
All right, Damian Priest, thank you for your time. Congratulations on your victory
Thanks,
tonight.
everybody.
All right, once again, big thanks to Liv Morgan and Damian Priest for addressing the media today here at the Bad Blood press conference. Without further ado, please welcome the Chief Content Officer in WWE, Paul Triple H Levesque.
I gotta give you a bonus. Thank you all for being here. Sorry, I wasn't quite ready backstage. Cody couldn't make it tonight, so let me just start off by saying thank you to one of our TKO board members. Steve Koonin is also CEO of the Atlanta Hawks, and I would like to thank him and the entire team here at State Farm Arena because they did a phenomenal job for us, and they're incredible partners. This was, as I said earlier tonight, we had a little over 16,000 people here, our 60th sellout, and the largest gate in domestic history for WWE. So that's quite a night for us. And for me personally, it was quite a night. You know, as I mentioned it earlier, living here in the early 90s and sort of being a part of WCW, being at Center Stage Theater, doing TV and just having that experience to where we are now, being here, the hottest ticket in Atlanta, and just doing the business we're doing is incredible. So it was a great night for everybody, but especially for me here. Also want to thank Metro Boomin. And yes, I know who he is. Even though he's maybe thought I didn't, I don't know. Also, I just want to thank all the artists who came here tonight. You know, there was a lot of athletes here tonight. There was a lot of legends here tonight, but the hip hop community and the music community, just a lot of support, a lot of fans, really getting engaged in what we do, and it's wonderful to see that engagement, to see how passionate they are through their life of growing up with WWE, and now still, being a part of it here, and to hear them talk about how excited they are with the product and where things are going and their favorite superstars. And what's really cool about it, there's so many of them right now. I feel like we could have the coolest hip hop battle royal in history. And they're all wanting to do it, I think. So, they're all interested in coming to the Performance Center and all of it. It's just an amazing time in our business, and fortunate to be a part of it. And a lot of hard work, but we're excited with where things are going. So I thought we had an amazing night tonight. I thought that, let me start with the Hell in a Cell match. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk just put on a classic and a clinic, and did it in a way that sort of what that is supposed to be. It's what Hell in the Cell is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the end of when you cannot take each other any further, when the point of conflict has gotten to where it has no place else to go, you put it in Hell in the Cell, and two guys finish it there. And it, when I look at that match, that's what they did. It wasn't about jumping off something really high. It wasn't about just crazy stuff. It's just about two guys with an emotional hatred for each other that surpassed everything else we could do in this business. So there's only one way to solve it, and that is Hell in a Cell. And it's what it's supposed to be. And they delivered a classic, all-time classic. Happy for both of them, though I'm sure it will be a long couple of days as they are recovering from what they went through. They put their bodies on the line for us all tonight, and I'm thankful for them for that. Nia and Bailey, great match. Priest Finn, incredible match. Rhea Liv, incredible match. A return of Raquel Gonzalez. Dominic Mysterio, afraid of heights. Probably more afraid of heights now. Probably also afraid of kendo sticks, and potentially afraid of piñatas, because that is pretty much what he seemed like. Short of candy falling out of him, he was a human piñata. And then Roman and Cody and the Bloodline, I thought, was just an epic storytelling. And again, that continues to roll through the original tribal chief coming back, not really changing who he is, but having to survive with Cody Rhodes to get to the other side of this place. I thought it was just, oh my God, you okay? All right. I just thought it was a classic. The return of Jimmy Uso, amazing. And then The Rock showing up, which you have to be the biggest star in the world to be able to hit your music, walk out, blow the roof off the place, and I'm out. And it's epic, and it was. And thankful to him with everything he's got going on in his career and his life, to never have looked away from what brought him to the dance and what his roots are. It's in his DNA, it's in his blood, it's who he is. And anytime that we're in a place that he can take 30 seconds out of his incredible schedule to come back and feel that electricity that you can only get in WWE, he does it, and I'm thrilled for that and thankful to him for that. So big things coming up, as I mentioned tonight, Crown Jewel Championships, both for men and women. That will be an annual event that will be, I think, at another level. Survivor Series War Games on December 30th coming up just around the corner. And then we talked about the return of a classic tonight, but talk about return of old school classic, Saturday night's main event, December 14th. So big things coming. Netflix just around the corner on January 6th. So as crazy and wild and hot as things are right now, I only expect it to get better. So I'll turn it over to you guys.
All right, first question in the second row to your on the right side, Paul.
TJ Legacy, Soapbox Run the Ropes. There's been some reports leading up to Bad Blood regarding the representation of black male wrestlers within WWE. They haven't been on a PLE in the last 3 cards. There was no black male wrestlers on the Bad Blood card. How do you gauge between making sure that there's representation and making sure that there are wrestlers that get opportunities that are deserved?
I see everybody gets the opportunity. Like if I don't see the difference in anybody, I don't see the color, I don't see the nationality, I don't see any of it. I just see talent. I don't see the difference between men and women. I see talent. We tell stories with those talent, how they can handle those stories and how they can represent those stories and how we can bring those stories forward. So, you know, I don't keep track of any of that. I do what's relevant and what is best the best in storytelling and what's being delivered the best, and then that's what goes. No different than, you know, the men and the women who main events, whatever the biggest stories are. That's where we go.
Next question here on the left third row.
Hey, Paul. Raj Prashad from Uprock Sports.
Hey, man.
Atlanta always loves seeing Goldberg. See him get in the ring tonight. He's talked about having one more match. Is a WWE ring where somewhere we might be able to see him maybe have that one more match?
Yeah, I can tell you. So, you know, as you said, Atlanta loves Bill Goldberg, and that's why he was here tonight, right? He was with his wife and his son. Always going to get a huge reaction here, enjoying the show. You know, things get said. I can tell you that when Bill came back, he was not too happy with Gunther. And we'll see. We'll see. You know, the further you go, time catches up with all of us, right? And so the further you go, those talks get further and further away from reality. But I don't know. I saw Bill earlier in the day, and it was great. And I saw Bill later in the day, and there was a different look on his face with a spark in his eye. So I would say never say never.
Next question, far corner.
Hey, Hunter, congratulations on another successful event, Armand Sadler, Vibe Magazine. You talked about putting out the best talent, but you also do what's best for business. We know TKO, super hot right now. Stock price is at $128. What's it feel like to be in the midst of such a hot period for WWE and UFC and TKO, and what are you looking to do to continue and elevate that?
I'm excited. One, as I mentioned before, I think we're in a really great period right now, or with talent. You know, it's almost sometimes when we are going through stuff and looking at our internal rosters, like this embarrassment of riches of like, wow, there's just so many talented people that have so much to offer. You almost run out of things to do with people because there's only so much real estate within a show to put them on. And, you know, then I also look at our partners in TKO and I see, you know, what Dana's doing and they're just crushing it. And I see stuff of the Sphere and, you know, I look at that production and I'm like, I want to do that. You know, it's just like a lot of fun. Man, it's amazing. It's amazing to watch them do what they do at the level they do it, and there's nothing like them in the world. And I think for me to be in this right now, to have the partners that we have, to have the talent that we have, and the product that we're able to put out, and the reaction of fans around the world, there's nothing like what we do. When you put that together, it's unstoppable, and I'm thrilled to be a cog in that wheel.
Next question, front row here on the left, Paul. Denise.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture. Good to see you. In regards to Monday Night Raw on October 7th, it's starting to move over for 2 hours for the remainder of the year. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, obviously, as head of creative, how that sort of impacts your workflow and all of that. And additionally, how does that look like for Netflix once Raw moves over? What is the duration of Netflix on Raw Netflix going to be?
When I find that out, I'll let you know. So, you know, we're just in this moment where Raw goes down to 2 hours. What does that do for us? It's an hour less show, right? We found ourselves over time of being in this wild spot. If you'd have asked me a few years ago, 3 hours was just, the difference between 2 and 3 is just like night and day. This incredibly, like I can't even express to you how much different that is. And then now we're at this place where we're doing 3-hour shows, and all of a sudden it's going to drop to 2, and I'm like, I'm just. It's a different way of looking at it that makes me. It's just different, and it's a little bit of a stress because it's less. But I think sometimes less is more, and I think that's going to be a really good thing. When we get to Netflix, we're still working through all that. So I think the truth is, you guys will have to watch and see, and I'm going to wait and see, but we'll deal with it. And the truth is, no matter what the length of time is, it's just about putting out the best product we can, telling the best possible stories we can. Because at the end of the day, this is what this is all about: is telling stories. And sometimes in our business, we get so caught up in 2 hour, 3 hour, 1 hour, this, 1 hour. Like, the movie's the movie. When the movie's over, it was either really good or it was not good, or it was too long, it was too short, whatever it is. But like, we're just making a movie every week, twice a week, 3 times a week, actually, with more to come. So I kind of approach it in that manner. Just let's write the best stories, and then we'll try to figure out how to jam it into whatever time slot we have available.
Next question, second row.
Hey, Paul, Rick Ucchino for Sports Illustrated. Obviously, a lot of big returns tonight, none bigger than The Rock, who came down, and it appeared he had a pretty good message, 3 targets sitting in the ring. He comes and goes as he pleases. When might we see The Rock back? And, there's a lot of good options for storytelling on the board for you as the head of creative there.
Yeah, I think the key word there was as he pleases, right? The Rock's The Rock, and he's going to be able to do, I think you saw that last time the final boss was here, that whether we were on the air, off the air, still rolling cameras, not rolling cameras, he kind of does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. That's the cool thing about being the final boss, I think. And he has that, he's The Rock. He can do what he wants to do. When you say, for me, like, it's cool to have that, like, having The Rock in your quiver is pretty cool, right? We again, embarrassment of riches. We have so much stuff, and when you have a moment like that with The Rock, it's wonderful to see. And where does it go from here? God, it can go anywhere, and that's the beauty of it. When we get done tonight, you kind of tell all these epic stories that land you in one place, and then you go, oh yeah, but now what? That's really cool, right? I don't know where it goes. So that's where we want everybody to be.
Last question, front row.
Julian from the Nocturnal. Picking back off Denise's question about Netflix, what is the production going to look like when Raw moves to Netflix? Because Netflix has never done a 52-week show before, and I'm quite interested to see what that production flow is going to look like.
So here's the cool thing about what we do. Slightly different from a lot of other sports. A lot of other sports, somebody like Netflix picks them up, and then somebody has to produce that content because the other sport doesn't produce the content. We're turnkey, right? We do everything we do, and then we just deliver the product. They turn on the signal, we deliver it out. I think it's one of the key wonderful things about WWE that not everybody is in that place. So while I think Netflix gives us this incredible canvas to paint on, and we are looking to paint a masterpiece like we have never done before when we're on there, but it's us doing it. So it's going to be WWE in all its glory. We're just going to turn the volume up a lot. And we have the ability to do that with Netflix, I think, in a way that maybe we've not really had that opportunity before. And certainly to, when we do that, hit all of the US with Raw, but then with Raw, with SmackDown, with NXT, and with all the PLEs, hit 80% of the globe starting on January 6th, where we were strong in all those places, and now with Netflix, it just goes to another level. So the one thing I could say is, we're working intently on that and putting a lot of hard work into it, but I'm so excited about the opportunity of what that presents for us and where we're going to go with it. So wait and see, but it's going to be awesome. Thank you all for coming out. One thing I want to clarify, I guess I said this wrong earlier. I don't know sometimes what exactly it is, but we were the largest gate for any U.S. arena show in WWE history. So if I said that wrong earlier, I just want to clarify, largest gate here tonight. But 16,000 people in our 60th straight sellout, in case I didn't say that enough times earlier. Let me just say it again. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this and for all your support. And we will see you, or at least read your comments about Crown Jewel when we get there. Thank you very much.
Paul Levesque, thank you very much. Congratulations on another successful Premium Live event. That concludes this Bad Blood press conference. Thanks to all the media who showed up and asked fantastic questions. And to you, the viewers at home, for watching Bad Blood. There will be a ton of fallout from tonight's Premium Live event, so be sure to catch us in 48 hours live from St. Louis for Monday Night Raw. I'm Jackie Redmond. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
For the first time in 27 years to the day, the return of the Bad Blood Premium Live event. Drew McIntyre. CM Punk. It can only be settled inside Hell in a Cell.
Hit the track and I'm running. Me and my team, we all want it. I'm gonna enter. You can see it coming. You acting loud with your bluffing. Till the whole team starts to rush it. But squad too deep for you to duck 'em. And when we get started, ain't no way to stop us coming.
Nia Jax defends her gold against Bayley.
Hey, ain't no way to stop us when we be up in it.
It's gonna happen because of the distraction. Nia Jax can call herself champion. Priest, Balor, battle it out.
Ain't no way to stop us when we come and get it. Ain't no way to stop us when we hit ignition. Ain't no way to stop us when we on a mission. Once you get it started, ain't no turning down. When it's time to get it in, there ain't no way out. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Dirty Dom locked inside of a shark cage.
Yeah, once you get it started, ain't no turning down. When it's time to get it in, there ain't no way out. No way out. Better tell him.
Wait a minute, who the hell? Raquel Rodriguez.
I ain't the one to mess with, nah, I ain't the one.
Can Cody Rhodes trust Roman Reigns? He takes on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
Now you know you made a mistake. Cause we don't ever hit the brakes. They should've warned you how this goes down. Cause we ain't never gonna slow down. Now you know you made a mistake. Cause we don't ever hit the brakes. They should've warned you how this goes down. Cause we ain't never gonna slow down.
Jimmy, the original Bloodline team!